In this video, I am going to show you how to set up Windows 11 from start to finish on a new computer. I'm doing this in a virtual machine, but the same general steps will apply if you are installing from USB, DVD, or if you have purchased a new computer with Windows pre-installed. Even new computers require you to complete most of these steps. If you are interested in the initial setup to get this running as a virtual machine, check out the link in the description below. If you are installing fresh yourself, you will be prompted to press any key when you start your computer to boot from the USB or DVD drive. You have to move fast or the prompt will time out and you will have to restart to try again. In the case of the virtual machine, you need to click in the window before the prompt to give the window focus so it can detect your key press. I'll start the system now and you will see what I mean. So I'm clicking here inside. There's the prompt. It went flashing by, press any key to boot, right? It's up at the top there. I hit the space bar as fast as I could, and now we see the Windows logo and of course the little busy circle, and the installation process has begun. And here comes the select language settings prompt. Okay, so this is the language to install. Generally, there's no option there, right? It's either going to be, if you're dealing with English, English United Kingdom, or English United States, right? Now, time and currency format you do want to tweak for your country. I am a Canuck, so I'm going to choose Canada. Scroll up here, English Canada, and click Next. Now here in Canada, for whatever reason, we use the US keyboard, at least if you're just speaking and typing English. There are sort of mixed French, English, Canadian keyboards, but by far US is the most common. I'm going to keep it there and click Next. And here we have our select setup option. We want to install Windows 11. There's nothing to repair in this case. This is a fresh install. And you want to check off, I agree everything will be deleted, including files, apps, and settings. So if this was some kind of repair, etc., back up that drive before you do the install. And to do that, you might have to pull the drive out if you can, and copy it using another machine if things are that bad for you. So now we go ahead and click Next. Now, if you have a product key at this point, put it in. You can buy product keys, of course, from Microsoft or Newegg, etc., but you don't have to put one in at this point. And in fact, if you have already had like Windows 10 or Windows 11 on the machine that you're installing on, it will pick up that key and you will be fine. You don't need a key, right? Now this prompt down here is just to do with the virtual machine tools. I'm just going to say never remind me to get it off our screen. Now we're going to go ahead and choose I don't have a product key in this case. And now we're getting a few things ready prompt. Now the Windows install, the ISO, the DVD or the USB has various versions often on it, right? So if you know that you're going to have a Windows 11 Pro key, or that you've had Windows 11 Pro on your machine, you would choose that. Otherwise, you would generally, as it was shown here initially, things are going to default to Windows 11 Home. If you have any of these other ones, of course, there's a bunch of them to choose from. Go ahead and pick the appropriate one. But if you don't know what to choose Windows 11 Home. And click Next. Of course, we have our notices and license terms. Read through that very quickly. And if you accept it, click accept. Wait for a bit here. Now this window essentially shows you the disk or disks available upon which Windows 11 can be installed. In this case, I just have one large unallocated disk, right, to choose from. So of course that's all I can choose, and I would click next. You can also get fancy and start creating partitions. I could split this disk up, or even if I had additional partitions already set up from an old install that I wanted to clear so that I just have one big block. You can, of course, assuming that you've got backups or you don't need what's on there, you could delete the other partitions so that you have one big block of unallocated space like this. But essentially, you need to choose a partition that's large enough to hold Windows. Let's say 64 gigabyte or larger would be the standard. That you'd want really more than that, of course, but that would be the standard minimum choice. And you select that and click next, understanding that everything on that partition is going to disappear as you install Windows. So now we're ready to install, and it's just giving a little recap. You're going to install Windows 11 Home, and you're going to keep nothing. Now we click our install button. All right, now here we have the country or region selection. I did, of course, massively speed up the installation process there to, avoid terminal boredom. But now there's audio popping through here. I'm going to bring that down, and we're going to select Canada and click yes. Now this is the point that you would see these steps if you had purchased a new computer and it already has Windows installed. So you turn on your computer for the first time, it's going to ask you what's your country, what's your keyboard layout, like on this page, etc. So we want it's in Canada, and we're going to go with our US keyboard. Let's say yes. You can add a second keyboard layout if you like. I don't need one, so I'm going to skip that. Check for updates. So the idea here is that the CD or DVD that you have, or the USB stick, or even the ISO that you've downloaded fresh from Microsoft, may be outdated and need security and other updates. So at this point, the system is checking for those. Of course, I sped up that previous step as well, but here is where you want to name your device. So that's actually giving a name to your computer so that it can be identified on a network, etc. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in Win 11 Home, and if you're going to have more than one, you can give it a number, and we're going to click next. Checking for more updates. Never really understand why they would do that twice, but there it is. Now it did find some updates here. It wants to download and install them. Take a while, of course. This can all be done later once you jump into Windows. So I'm going to click on Update Later and move on. Click on Update Later to confirm our choice. And now we're at a point where Microsoft is going to ask a bunch of questions. It's going to want us to create or log into a Microsoft account. It gives you a list of all the benefits for that. It's really not giving you the option here to not log in to Microsoft account. So easiest path is that of the least resistance. So we're going to click Next and go ahead and log in if you have a Microsoft account, or click on Create One if you don't. I'm going to log in and we will see what happens next. Okay, now we want to, or Microsoft wants us to create a PIN. So we're going to have to do that. Click on Create a PIN. And typically that would be 4 numbers. So you can pop that in there. You can put more numbers, or here there's an option you can include letters and symbols so that your PIN is more like a password. I'll go ahead and click OK. And now we have a series of questions basically about how much information you want to share with Microsoft. They would like you to choose the top choice every time. I always choose the location-based experiences because many things require your location to work properly. And then I click Accept. Find my device. Again, if you don't mind sharing, etc., you can click yes on that. At this point, I tend to start clicking the second option for more privacy, etc. So you may have to scroll down. This is diagnostic data required only is what I generally choose, but you can choose the other if you like. Just a lot less activity, etc. So, personalized offers. You may like personalized offers. I don't like to be tracked that well, so. Okay, here's where you can customize your experience. So, if you're into development, entertainment, etc., you can check off the appropriate boxes, and Windows will kind of organize itself to meet your needs and expectations. I tend to prefer the more generic standard Windows experience, so I'm going to skip this. But if any of these apply to you and you don't mind having things tweaked in that direction, go ahead and choose those. I'm going to click on Skip. I don't like to set up my phone on my PC. I'm going to skip that. And again, connecting the phone and the computer, I don't really need that. I'm going to click Skip. And here they're saying because you have a Microsoft account that you can use Word, Excel, PowerPoint, etc. for free online, no charge, but the online versions, right? If you want the desktop versions, then that's something else, right? If you want a Game Pass, you can join blah, blah, blah. Skip for now. So an awful lot of ads these days in the setup. And here we are finally on the Windows 11 desktop. We got our start button, right? We got our little search area here, and the default icons, etc. And you're ready to go. If you want those updates that we skipped earlier, you can right click on the start button and jump into settings. can expand this window here or maximize it. And on the left at the bottom, you'll see Windows Update, right? And actually it's already jumping in there and installing. So you can track that. You could leave that up. Here we actually have to click download install to get these ones going. And keep in mind, there's usually, very often, updates on updates. So if you run these updates and then it says time to restart your computer, you can go back into updates, right click, go to settings, right click on the start button, go into settings, click on Windows Update, and check for updates again. And very often it will find new updates to update the updates that you just had. It's kind of a loop thing. You might have to do that several times before it finally says everything's up to date, right? And then you'll know you have all the latest features and security patches, etc. Hopefully this has helped you in setting up Windows 11. Thanks for watching.